Did it start? Oh shit! Hey, hello everyone. Welcome to episode 9.
I think
Is it
so.
9 or 8? Oh my god, I don't
Oh
know.
man.
Farther in than I thought we would be, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Welcome to the podcast. Hopefully everyone's doing all right. Is there anything new this week that has happened to you or
Um,
that you've done? You're back
no,
at your
yeah, I've
dorms.
moved back, but other than that, nothing new really. We're still waiting. Starbucks, hit us up.
Starbucks. You got FP. I keep forgetting people listen on audio a lot, and like I have to explain what I'm doing. Okay, I just showed the Starbucks cup. I'm dying.
Oh,
Yeah. So back at college, back
yep,
on the
yep.
grind. Anything else? That's about it.
No, nothing
Back
exciting's
on the
happened
grind.
really.
Yeah. How much time do you have left in this semester now? Because it's already
Uh,
you have summer break
it
soon, I'd imagine, right?
yeah, the last day is like April 22nd or something.
Oh wow, just like
So
just
month
one
and a
more
half.
month. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Are you gonna work over the summer? Is that your plan? Or yeah, are you gonna do that summer job thing?
I've emailed them. I haven't heard
Mm,
back. Um,
mm.
But I mean, I'll be working
Still up in
somewhere
the
because
air.
I can't afford not to. But
Right. Yeah. Cool.
indeed,
Interesting
indeed.
week. Interesting
Anything
week,
new
as
over
per
there?
usual. Um, no, nothing new. Just some little drama that you know about.
Mm-hmm.
And no, just been working on the album. I think it's almost done. I think we're at a good place with it. So just been working on that. And then when I'm done with it, I pretty much just watch movies all day. So I've
Nice.
watched a shitload of movies. But yeah, that's about it. Nothing crazy, nothing new, just normal stuff. Cleaning the
Same.
house, boring
Mm-hmm.
adult shit that you gotta do.
Yeah.
Well, um, we just got done playing The Forest. I don't know if we want to talk
We
about
did.
that.
Sure.
Played The Forest a little
You
bit.
played a lot more of the first Forest than I have.
Yeah.
How's this new edition comparing?
I like it. It looks a lot better. It is early access, so you kind of have to take that with a grain of salt on like how it runs and
Mm-hmm.
just kind of the item system and stuff like that. But I like it a lot. I enjoyed the first Forest game quite a bit. I think I played almost 100 hours of it, I want to say. Um, it was a good time, and this new one is. I think it took a lot of the elements that were good of the first one and kept it through. But yeah, there's definitely work that needs to be done.
Oh yeah.
Like you can't see how much armor really gives you until you equip it. Some crafting stuff that's a little rough. Yeah, there's definitely work to be done, but I've been enjoying it. I think it's fun. I think you guys have been enjoying it too. I know you guys haven't played much of the first game, but I would say it
Mm-hmm.
takes some of the best elements of it and kind of builds on that. So yeah, I like it so far. Worth the like $20 or however much it was. I don't even
Yeah.
remember, but worth the money for sure. And I'm sure it'll get a lot better with time.
Oh
Those
yeah.
early access games are always so different after like a year. So
Mm-hmm. It'll be in early access for at least a year, maybe two.
yeah, I mean Steam early
As
access is
games, yeah,
basically the
the
game is
game,
out.
so we're just
So
updating it for
yeah,
4 years.
it's not that different than any other game that comes out really. So
Mm-hmm.
oh, gotta mute my phone. I forgot. But yeah, how have you been enjoying it? Because you didn't play much of the first game,
No,
so
I don't think I had more than 10 hours on the first game.
yeah.
Um, I Forest has been out for a while, the first one, like
Mm-hmm.
years before I even bought it. I had watched videos on it, so like most of my most of my Forest content was, through other people.
Yeah.
But so far so good. Like it's the type of game that like I like, but I usually find myself like after 2 weeks kind of just not as invested in.
Yeah.
So I have to see, and we only just got it this week, so.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think
Yeah,
I
the
think once we
inventory's
get
a
the
little
items and
clunky,
stuff.
but I think it's just I'm not used to it. I guess because I didn't play
Mm-hmm.
the first game, like how
Yeah.
everything works. Like the very first like day on, I was just lost at like
What
I
to
was
do?
kind of learning how to do stuff, but it just felt like it was taking forever, like slow. And but now that I've got a bit of a better idea of what I'm doing, recently it's been a lot better.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, I mean, I could see how it would be really. My camera's gonna be out of focus. It is what it is. I'm sorry for people watching. I've tried with this thing. It's not gonna work. I think the item system can be definitely a little daunting, especially with the way the item system is. It's definitely there's just so much going on. I don't remember it being that way in the first game. I remember it definitely being a thing, but it just wasn't as complex. There weren't as many spots for things to be in. There weren't as many items in general, I feel like.
Hmm.
So I could see how that could be kind of daunting, but yeah, it's definitely a game that I could see maybe you play it for a week, you enjoy that week, you're done for a while, a big update comes out, you come back and play it. I think that's probably what the deal is going to be with this one. But no, I think overall it's fun. But you do have to like really, it's like it's early access. Like there's a lot of things that aren't gonna work. There are a lot of items that won't work. Your game's gonna fucking crash all the time. Like it just is what it is. But I think it's a good sequel, I guess would be fair to say.
Nice.
But yeah, it's kind of been it's just more games to play. I'm kind of surprised. Like
another one to the collection.
Yeah, we're really got a lot to play. I haven't been playing ranked lately just because of, I'm not good enough. But
Well.
I did play some solo ranked and it went okay. I think I won all of them, but you run into the wall hacks a lot. So
sounds like it's having its issues anyways.
Yeah, I saw who got demoted to fucking bronze? Was it Jay?
Jay and Alex, I believe.
Okay, so it's just a glitch that's happening. Like people are playing.
Yeah,
and just get
like
demoted
for some people, they after they play a game or win a game, they'll get their SR back, and others they're just stuck bronze.
Yeah, that sucks. Looks like I took a break at the right time then.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't get a lot of elo, so that would have really fucking sucked.
No.
That's interesting though. I wonder why it's broken now. Like, why
Yeah.
did it break now, this far in? It's weird.
No real bugs the first week.
Yeah, not really.
So-
Other than people getting kicked or whatever. But I mean, that's kind of been a thing in COD ranked
It's
since
a
BO2.
COD, yeah.
I mean, that's just how it is.
At least they've kind of got a system for this rank to not penalize
too bad.
How do you say that? Wow,
Penalize?
I
Yeah.
was gonna add a T in there.
Pentalize?
Penalize.
Penalize.
As long as you don't party it up with the person, but
They need a rejoin feature. They need to have a
Yeah.
rejoin feature. I mean, every big game that has ranked has a rejoin feature. I don't know why COD doesn't have one. I can't imagine it's that fucking complicated, but I'm not a developer, so how would I know? This camera's really gonna piss me off. Yeah, I don't know, but we'll see. I'm sure it'll be fixed soon. Usually isn't broken for long, but why are you smiling? Are you smiling at my camera, you fuck?
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. I can't fix it. What
I'm
do you
just
want me to
thinking
do,
about the
man?
TikTok.
Oh yeah, there you go. It's fine. It is what it is. We'll just have you on it. Yeah, I don't know. Gaming's been good. You gotta appreciate the good gaming when you got it, and it's been good for now. I'm sure we'll have a lull again. Towards the end of the year where we're not really playing ranked and everyone's playing different shit, and
It'll be
that's just how it
summertime.
goes.
We'll be going through this Steam summer sale trying to find something.
Oh my god. Bro, those days were awful. Just being so bored. Like, there's gotta be a fucking game out there to play. Like, there has to be one.
Yeah. Opening the store every day, looking at the same games.
Like, oh, that's on sale again for the same price. Whoa. I do think, though, that us getting into Stardew was good, because I don't see myself getting tired of Stardew. I just don't.
No.
There's too much to do. It's too many new things to get done.
Yep.
So I am hoping over the summer, because this summer is going to be kind of a big one for me, because this will be my last summer without school or anything, So I'm going to try to enjoy it as much as I can and hopefully game a lot, because I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how it's going to go.
Yeah.
But I think we'll have some games to play at least for the next couple months, so that'll be good. It'll be a fun time. But hey, speaking
of good games, good game adaptations, The Last of Us. new episode,
Indeed.
the
New episode.
DLC. What did you
Yeah.
think?
Well, I thought it was good. Again, I went into it maybe with low expectations because personally I didn't like the DLC that much. Maybe that's a bad take. Maybe that's a Dark Knight take. But I just didn't care for the DLC that much, and it surprised me. I thought it was great. I thought the acting was good. I thought it was nice and cute. There was a lot of. It was real funny. Had a smile on my face. Well, not funny, but just real nice and lighthearted. Yeah. Thought the way they ended it was good. Yeah. I mean, it's a tough ending, but for people who play the DLC, you know how it ends. I mean. I was surprised that they didn't really conclude it. They kind of, I don't know if we're getting more next episode or if that's just where we're going to leave that story, but no, I thought it was great. I mean, they surprised me just like they did with the Bill episode. I didn't think the Bill episode was going to be as good as it was, and it was, so no complaints here. Didn't feel like I wasted my time, so it's all right. What about you? What'd you think of it?
Pretty much the same, yeah. They've stuck to the DLC pretty closely, really closely, from what I remember.
Yeah.
I thought, yeah, the acting was great, man. The whoever's playing Riley, Storm Reed, I think.
Yeah. Well, she's great. I mean, she's from Euphoria.
She's
I mean, she's awesome.
Yeah, she did a great job. I don't know. It's just nice to have such a good show to look forward to every week.
Yeah. I'm going to be really sad when the season's done and we're going to have nothing to watch on Sunday. It's going to suck, but...
But, no, I thought the mall looked great. I was listening to their behind-the-scenes podcast about the mall that they actually used. It was only a one-story mall. Like, that was about to get shut down. So they had to, go crazy with the virtual effects to keep it looking 2 stories the whole time and stuff, but... Yeah, I don't know. It looked great.
Set design
great
was
music
amazing.
choice. Yeah, the set design on that show is incredible.
It's awesome. Yeah.
I just can't imagine being like a kid, like growing up like that, and then you find like an arcade.
Yeah.
How great that would feel. Like,
right.
I'm a young adult, and I'd love to be in an arcade at all times.
For sure. Yeah, for sure.
Then,
I love arcades.
Only ever reading about it, or maybe you got a video game magazine or something, and then you finally get to an arcade.
It's got to be a crazy feeling.
Yeah.
No, I thought they did the emotion really well in that episode. They looked really excited. It was sweet. There were all those awkward moments with them where Ellie was gonna kiss her, but then she they're so young that they're not really good at that yet, So no, I thought it was great. I thought it was a really cute little love story. I don't know. It was just great. The show's been great, man. It's been great. I know that some of the people that worked on it also worked on Chernobyl, which I have also watched since The Last of Us has started.
Yep.
And Chernobyl's great as well. And I think after watching, I wish I watched Chernobyl earlier to be more excited about The Last of Us, because Chernobyl's great. I mean, set design's amazing. It's a great show. So, yeah, I mean, they're nailing it. As long as they keep nailing it, you just never know. It's a bit of a worry. You never know.
Yep.
Yeah, I am curious where they're going to go from here. Are they going to do the second game? Are they going to go on their own path? Because
I believe they're doing the second game.
They are. Okay. Because
what I've heard.
I'm going to be honest. Second game's kind of meh. The Ellie side of that game is great, but then you have that other... God, what was her name? I don't even remember her name. The military chick dude?
Abby?
No.
Or is it
Abby? I think that's right.
There's an Abby and there's someone that starts with a D, I think. That was in last week's episode.
I think it was Abby.
Okay.
I think it was Abby. Half of that game was Abby's story, and they didn't really, in my opinion, do a great job at making you want to play as Abby. And in my opinion, the ending to that game is also... I like the ending, but it's just kind of why? It concluded, and then we had an extra part at the end that didn't need to be there. So I'm interested to see what they do. I hope they change it up a little bit. That's the only thing. This season, I want them to keep it to the roots, but the next season, I hope they change it up because, in my opinion, the second game was just not anything special. In my opinion. I mean, it was it wasn't good enough for me to like where I played it for like an hour and I was like, and that's not
Mhm.
what happened the first Last of Us game. So something went wrong on that second one. I don't know what it was, but
Yeah.
yeah, I hope they change it up a little bit. But so far, first season's a banger. I'm excited. I feel like the final's gonna be really good. I just have that feeling like
It's the shortest episode of the
gonna be a
season,
banger.
but I do think it's gonna hit
It's
all
gonna
the
be-
feels.
Yeah, I think it'll be something. I'm just curious, like, do you write out certain people? Do you, how do you go about all of this?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just, I don't know. Because in the game, they go to the hospital or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and then they decide, or he decides that he doesn't want Ellie to die, right? But in the
Yep.
game, he doesn't tell Ellie why
Yeah.
it didn't work until the second game. So I don't know. We'll just have to see what they do about it. I'm kind of confident that they'll probably do okay with it. So far, the way the show has gone, I feel like they'll do it right. However they do it, I think it'll be good. So just have to see. I don't know. I'm just curious. Like, are they gonna recast Joel and Ellie? Are they gonna wait a few years? Like, I'm guessing it's gonna take a long time.
I heard.
I'm just
I
curious
just saw a
what's gonna
tweet.
happen.
Pedro was saying that they haven't started filming for the second season yet, but he thinks they could start filming 2023
Mm.
sometime.
So we'll probably
So-
get it like end of 2024 or something.
I believe
beginning
they're
of
keeping the
2025.
same actors though, at
Okay.
least for
It's interesting.
the two.
Maybe we won't get as big of a time skip then. I don't
Mhm.
know. Just have to see. It's hard for me to imagine they write out Pedro Pascal. It's hard
It's
for me
tough.
to imagine that.
Yeah, because he's the big selling point
Yeah.
right now in
Mhm.
Hollywood in general.
Yeah. He's getting cast in a lot of shit. I'm glad. I mean, I liked him in Game of Thrones. I liked him in Narcos.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good to see him. He's a really good actor. Like, he's just generally like a good actor. So
He's reached Ryan Reynolds fandom too on like TikTok, on Instagram, everywhere.
has he really?
Yeah, he's like the guy.
He's the fucking dude now, huh?
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad. He seems like a
Taking
fun
top
guy.
spot. Yeah.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to be able to like talk with him for like an hour, like just to
Mhm.
see how he is. Seems like a real fun guy. to
Yeah,
be
I
around.
feel like you could talk to him about anything.
Yeah, he'd be a real fun dude. But yeah, we'll just have to see. HBO's killing it, man.
Yeah.
HBO's fucking killing it. They're giving everyone what they want, and they're doing great. Doing great. Netflix has some catching up to do, man.
They do. They
They
do
really do.
indeed.
Netflix is dying. They got that 90s show. That's all they got right now. And that's
Ooh.
not even that great. So,
No.
it's a tough one. But, yeah, no, we've had some good entertainment. We've been watching good movies, too. I know we shouldn't talk about it, but we should talk about it a little bit.
Sure,
Because of
yeah.
how good it was. I don't see what's wrong
Yeah,
with it. They
I don't
played it
think-
in schools, man. Like,
Yeah.
it's not on me.
We don't have to talk about the show or the movie like too much, but the fact that if we'll say the movie name,
Yeah.
because they played it in schools, and then like how?
We should talk about that, first of all.
how
That they played that. Okay, so we watched a movie that I had heard about for years. It was always held in very high regard. American History X. I'm sure a lot of people have seen it. Apparently, they play this in schools in the States, which I wouldn't know. I didn't go to school in the States. Thank God, clearly.
Mhm.
It was a good movie, but I can't believe they played that in school. I cannot believe that.
Yeah. That's
In what
wild.
world is that appropriate?
I have no idea.
I mean,
the whole time we were watching it, I was like, "There's no way that like someone would have been fired if they showed this at my school." Like,
100%, dude. It's insane to me. It's such a violent movie,
mhm.
and it's so overtly racist. Obviously, it's a part of the story. It is what
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
But I just can't believe they show that in school. If you watched it in school, let us know down below, because that's insane. I
Yeah.
cannot believe they showed that in a school.
Like,
I mean,
I don't
there's a
know.
prison rape scene.
I can't think of anything crazier like that you could show in school. I mean, like outside of like that's pretty
That's a
wild.
wild movie to show. That is a wild movie to show.
Mhm.
I know that it's a good tale about how racism is bad. It's a good tale
Mhm.
about, someone who's kind of grew up this way and then gets his mind changed a little bit by actually interacting with people and being a normal person, you know?
Yeah.
It's a good story about it, but it's not appropriate in any school setting. I would be surprised, like, even in a college setting, I would be a little surprised if they showed that. Like, I get Citizen Kane, I get all the old stuff, but this movie's really dark, man. Like, it's the most racist it could be. It's the most violent it could be. It's just crazy. It's a good movie, don't get me wrong, but like I cannot believe they played that in the U.S. school system. But yeah, if you watched American History X in school, let us know, because that's insane.
Maybe it was an outlier for a friend, you know?
Maybe
We'll have to
it
find
was.
out.
Well, yeah, let us know, because that's crazy. I can't imagine.
Yeah, I didn't watch anything like that in school at all.
I mean, I was homeschooled, so I watched what I watched.
Movies I watched in school, like The Prestige, Inception.
Watched Inception in school, really?
To Kill a Mockingbird.
Of course.
Oh, what's that other one? The Greasy Boys.
Someone
with a C?
Outcast?
Outcast, yeah.
Yeah, I had to read that book. Yeah.
Animal Farm. I don't actually know. That was just a book.
Oh, they're not doing To Kill a Mockingbird anymore.
What's the... Right? I don't think so. What's the one where they're stuck on an island?
Robinson Crusoe?
No. It's like these boys get stuck on an island and stuff goes wild. I don't know if
I read that one. I watched that one.
Let's see.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I just read books.
Yeah.
In school, like that's pretty much all.
We had a chill Lord of the Flies.
Oh God, that's kind of a dark movie.
Yeah. The book was pretty dark, and then we watched the movie. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah, the book was pretty bad. That's a rough book. Yeah. Man, I didn't get any cool books, bro.
No.
I ain't got nothing like that. But no, American History X is wild. I doubt they show it anymore.
No shot.
Based on the way that the U.S. is right now, but yeah, it's crazy. I can't believe they showed that movie in schools. I don't know. I get it, but I don't at the same time. I just, I don't know. How would you feel if your kid came home and said they watched that movie? I'd be like, because I think our friend watched it when he was a junior, so that's what, 15? Because your first year a freshman is 13. Junior, sophomore, senior. So yeah, you're like 14, 15.
Yeah, maybe.
So I don't know what I'd think if my kid came home and was like, we watched American History X in school today. It's like a 15-year-old. Like, I don't know if that's the right. What alarms me is like if you show a certain age range, a movie like that, they're either going to get the point or not get the point at all.
And then,
it
definitely has to be to the older range.
Yeah, you have to understand. Which apparently, by the way, the end of that movie was changed. Apparently, at the end of that movie, it shows... What's his name? Derek? Right? Edward Norton's character?
Yeah.
It shows him shaving his head again at the end. Was the original ending. But Edward Norton didn't want it that way, so they changed it. But I thought that was interesting. But my point is, like, you either take away that he was wrong and it's just unfortunate, or that he was right, and that's what alarms me, is like a certain age group might not have the real thought process of like not correlate. I don't know, it's a tough movie to show. You gotta really explain things. I don't know. It's a tough one, but no, it was a great movie, and I respect Edward Norton a lot more. I haven't seen Fight Club in fucking forever, but he was good in Fight Club, obviously. But yeah, he's a good actor. He's been kind of in the scene again lately. But yeah, he's a really smart investor too. He invested in Uber, stuff like that. Smart guy.
Got in while the going was good.
Yeah, he smart guy. Ashton Kutcher too, big tech investor. You wouldn't think it, but yeah, I don't know, man. I watched Silence of the Lambs again, and then I watched I got halfway through Hannibal, which is like technically the next in the storyline. And I forgot how good that movie is. It's actually a really good movie. I don't think you've ever seen it, but we should watch it one of these days. It's a fun
Silence of the
one.
Lambs or
Yeah.
Hannibal?
Silence of the
I
Lambs. Yeah.
went to start it a couple years ago, and then I got 5 minutes in and got bored or fell asleep or something.
It's a
think
slow
my-
start.
No, my mom wouldn't have told me to watch it. Someone told me to watch it.
That would be a
It's
wild
definitely not my mom.
recommendation. But yeah, Anthony Hopkins, man.
I have been talking to I was talking to my family about how many movies we end up watching. And they're like, "Oh, like I remember the last time like I sat down and watched a movie." So I
Yeah.
started to talk to them about some of the movies we watched. I told them about One Who Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest because I was reading like some other stuff about that as well. She was like, "Oh, like that was your grandpa's favorite movie."
Oh
And
wow,
I was like, "Oh wow, like
that's cool, man.
And then
Yeah.
I knew she'd seen A Star Is Born, so I talked to her about that. And she's like, "Oh, like the '50s one was your grandma's favorite movie."
Yeah,
She's like, "And I've seen all of them." And I was like, "Oh wow."
that's cool. You got like a little bonding, a little bit of bonding.
Little bonding. Yep.
That is cool. How like it's weird how this is gonna sound real artsy, but like how a movie or like quote unquote a piece of art can live through that many generations. You know, like that's really cool that we watch a movie now that we liked, and some of our our grandfathers or our fathers liked that movie as well. I think it's a really cool aspect you don't think about a lot for movies that kind of stand the test of time, but it's really cool. It's really cool. We do end up watching quite a lot of movies.
I was gonna say, speaking of movies, something I wrote down like 2 months ago when we first started this podcast. You're a big movie guy, obviously. 15 in the last 2 days. What would you say? It's tough to nail this down to one, so you could give a couple if you want. But do you have like movies you consider the best or your favorite? Are they different? Are they the same? Or even just like a top three, something that comes to mind.
Yeah. Ooh, that's tough.
I'm limiting it
so
to
many
ones
good
that I've
movies, man.
watched because I know there's a lot of good movies out there I just haven't seen.
Yeah.
But we've been working on it for a couple years now.
Man, that's a good. Because it's tough. There's two types of movies. There's like the fun movies, and then like John Wick is great, but is it in my top 5? I don't know.
Is it a
know
masterpiece?
What I mean?
Like it does what it does expertly, but like.
But is it like a perfect movie? I think number 1 for me is still gonna be The Godfather 2. I think that's a movie that I like a lot. It's shot really well. It tells a really good story. That's definitely my number 1. I think if I was gonna have to choose a movie that was like my favorite, I think The Godfather 2 is one of those. Then again, I grew up with that, so I'm a little biased, but I think it's a really good movie.
I think I see it on a lot of lists for people's favorites or just like
really
actual
good.
best movies.
Yeah,
The first Godfather, the second Godfather.
it's pretty solid. Maybe The Godfather. I think Wind River's got to be up there. I really like that movie.
Yeah, Wind River is going to be on my list of favorites for sure.
And maybe, and this is kind of a weird one to choose, but Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I think might be up there as well. I really enjoy that movie. I think it's told.
Nice.
It's a story that's told really well, and it's probably Tarantino's most like interesting work. I think, in my opinion. So that's probably my top
you are a
3.
big-
I don't know if
big
I could.
Tarantino guy.
I suppose.
Compared to other people I've met.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. I like Tarantino a lot. That's fair. What about you? I mean, that's my top 3. I can't really think
three,
like.
is that like a best or like a
tough.
favorite or just like kind of a, I guess, a
I think
combined
it's a mix
version.
of both. Yeah.
Yeah. I was trying to think of best movies I've watched, and it's tough because we've seen so many. And like, what do you define as best?
Because it's like Blue Valentine's really good too. There's so many in there
and,
that are so
oh
good.
man, what's that one? I can't remember the name. With who's that actor, dude? I can't believe it. Is it Walking Phoenix? No. I'm not gonna say the movie because I will embarrass myself. I had written down for one of my best / favorite, Parasite.
It's a good one.
It's a really good film.
That is,
that
yeah.
I can watch it again and again and still enjoy.
Yeah.
I had Wind River as well
Mm-hmm.
down there for favorites. I had Arrival, actually. I've watched that a couple times.
Yeah, it's pretty good too, man.
It's
So many good movies out there.
not as good as Wind River. But also, like, I had some fun movies in there that I don't think they're perfect, but like they're fun to me. Which was like the first Knives Out, Everything Everywhere All at Once. I've seen a couple times. But I mean, we've watched so many good movies. It's tough.
Yeah.
But I'm glad Wind River made it into your list.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough watch.
Yeah.
But I think it's a really good movie. Yeah, I don't know. There's just so many. We've watched so many movies. I mean, it's tough to. There's so many movies that come to mind of like, oh, that was really good too. Ah, shit, that was really good too. Ah, fuck, that was. Really, it's like, just tough.
If we recorded during our first year of really getting into movies, like
yeah, it would have been.
The list would be huge.
Had a lot. Yeah, I mean the James Bond movies. Like that's just. There's so many.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's my top 3, man. I think those are ones that'll probably stick out in my mind. But they're also, I don't know, like, there's movies like 1917 that are really good. And there's movies, there's a lot of different movies out there that are really great. It's tough to put them all into. But I think for people, when they say, like, their favorite movie, I think it is like a combination of some attachment and then also it just being good. Like, I mean, Joker's fucking amazing.
Oh, yeah.
You know, there's a lot of Scorsese movies that are really good. Goodfellas and Casino. I know you didn't like Casino as much, but there's some good movies out there. You know, it's just tough to put it into a tier list. You know.
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Oh my god, yeah. I mean that is. I still listen to that soundtrack quite often. That movie might be in my top 3 as well.
I was looking through some lists of like just what other people would rate it as like top movies or even just IMDb, and I saw that and I was like, man, we've seen so many good movies that like deserve a rewatch.
Yeah.
Just because
Eternal Sunshine is one that I'm always down to rewatch that. I want to get Alex to watch it. I'm curious what his thoughts would be on it. Man, Eternal Sunshine is such a good movie. I mean. But that one also is weird for me because like, it has one of my favorite composers doing the music, and like it has Jim Carrey. I grew up with Jim Carrey, you know, so many people did. It's just a great movie, man. That one's it's like the best breakup movie I've ever seen. It's like the most creative breakup movie I've ever seen. There's so many breakup movies, but that one is like the one that it's just so creative in my opinion. But yeah, great movie.
Thinking about more movies. We could keep this going forever. About Time.
We got
About
a lot
Time
of movies.
was so good.
About Time was good. Oh my god, that movie. Yeah, we really should have like a fucking. I was thinking when we were first like talking about doing the podcast, because I had been talking about doing the podcast for fucking. Oh my god, I mean it's got to be a couple of years now. Yeah. When I first started thinking about it, I really like reaction channels. I know that may be a popular or unpopular opinion. I think one of the reasons I watch movies with my friends, especially movies that I've already seen, is I like to see their reaction. It's just something that's like, oh, they're going to love this part, or, oh, this part's really good. I can't wait for them. So I like reaction channels. One of my first things that I was thinking about doing was doing a reaction channel with you, like watching movies. But then I realized how much of a pain in the ass that is. And I was like, maybe we can wait, you know? Because it's just you gotta really edit the fuck out of it and blur and mute, and there's just so many things that go into it. But we watch a lot of good movies, man. I'm really happy that I don't know when it started, but we started going ham. I don't remember when it was.
It's slow gaming time.
Yeah, we just would grind movies like every night. We just find a movie. And Sauce hadn't seen a lot of movies really prior to us. Like, you really hadn't seen any of the classics. You hadn't explored, like, any specific genre, but...
I got to expose you to my favorite animes.
You did?
Because I was gone crazy for, like, a year binging everything. And you got to hit me with all the movies, because I had seen Scooby-Doo movies, and that was it. And MCU.
Yeah.
I was missing a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, man. And there's so many you still haven't watched yet. I mean, there's just, like, a list that is...
Never
it's crazy. So yeah, there was actually one recently that I watched that I really want you to watch. It's a little long, but it has Christian Bale in it, and it's like a whodunit, and it's just like, I think it's something about the pale blue eye. I think it's based off of an Edgar Allan Poe poem.
I think I heard about that when it was being made, but I didn't realize it was out.
Yeah, I didn't either. I was just on my Netflix and I saw it, and it was pretty fucking good. It was fun. It was a good movie. But yeah, man, movies, it's fucking savior. It's a savior. Yep. Movies, man. Yeah, we've been really blessed with watching some good movies and some good TV shows the past year or two. And yeah, you should really, if anyone's watching and is not a big movie buff, you should really open up, try to watch some good movies, because they may even...
There's a lot out there, man.
Yeah, there's a lot out there that can really make you think a lot about yourself, about some things you've seen or whatever. Like those movies where you end it and you're just still thinking, I think those are the best movies, you know? Kind of like that Euphoria episode that's just like cemented into our minds.
Yeah.
Like that episode is just...
Worth rewatch every year.
Yeah. We didn't do it this year, but...
No.
We will now. It's in my mind.
Whenever we need to be hitting the feels, yeah.
Yeah. It's a great episode. Actually, speaking of Euphoria, did you see Zendaya renewed her contract?
Got that money.
Got that fucking cash, man. Is it like close to $1 million episode?
Over $1 million, I think. Or
man.
Just $1 million, yeah. I mean, I think I saw like first season it was like $50K an episode, second season $500K. Now she's getting that milli.
That is crazy.
Well deserved.
Yeah,
honestly, but I mean,
it's a tough character to play too. I mean,
know your worth, get that money.
Good for her, man.
She's got like so many awards for playing that character.
Yeah. I mean, if I was her, I'd negotiate for sure. I'd be like, listen, guys, you need me. Okay, so let's figure this out. That's another show that kind of took off that I didn't think would take off.
We were kind of late on the train, right?
We were, but even when we watched it, it wasn't that big of a deal. Like, it had started to garner kind of a name for itself.
Like, I had heard it mentioned in school a little bit, and like I would see it trending on social media, but like it wasn't
as big as
super household
now,
name.
Sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a good show too. It's a tough watch as well. But I think everything that's good is going to be a little tough sometimes. Make you think a little bit. Yeah, HBO, man. HBO's just fucking killing it. They're absolutely killing it. But yeah, I'm hoping we get some. I know we got some good movies coming out soon, or being made. So hopefully, get some more bangers on the way. We still need to watch The Whale. I haven't seen The Whale yet.
It's
a big movie.
It came out in theaters here, and I was like, I'm gonna wait to watch it with the boys, but I'm very excited for that.
Yeah, should be a good watch. Well, you got any segues? You got any smart segues?
Any segues. Speaking of smart stuff, no, I don't know a segue, but the next thing on my list, which I think we both have some input to give.
Okay.
I thought we would do a little bit of a ranking, not as long as anything we've done in the past. I thought we would rank favorite to least favorite Post Malone albums, because we're both posties,
Posty fans, yeah.
Yep. I've been listening to them a little bit these past few days because I got the idea like last week or something, so I kind of went through at least all of them once. But I also, I don't make music. It's just kind of more for like the listening side. Maybe you can appreciate a bit more of like, if anything, he's changed
the
since
production.
like his first album. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious.
How many
to see
does
where
he
your
have?
rankings would be.
4?
4.
4. Okay. Stony beer bongs.
Yeah.
Hollywood's
Bleeding.
And then 12 Karat. Right.
12 Karat. Yeah.
Okay. Man, that's a tough one.
Start from the bottom. So at least
the worst one.
Yep.
Probably Hollywood's Bleeding. For me personally, I don't find myself going back to that album that often or listening to any of the hit songs from that one. I think it was a good try at trying something different. He had a lot of rock elements in that one, or it had, Ozzy Osbourne, and it just wasn't for me, I don't think. It probably goes Hollywood's Bleeding. This is going to be wild because it probably goes Hollywood's Bleeding, maybe 12 Carat, Beer Pongs and Bentleys, and then I think Stoney might be at the top still for me. Yeah. Just because I don't think Stoney is his strongest work. Actually, let me change that. I fucked up. Stoney should be under Beer Pong. I think Beer Pong is probably his best work. I think he has the most diversity on that album. You have the good hip hop tracks. You have Stay, which is a great song. Again, there are a lot of songs I don't like on all of them. I don't think he's had a strong 10 out of 10 album yet, in my opinion. There's songs on each album that I just feel are not needed or just didn't need to be there. There's a Nicki Minaj feature on the Beer Pongs Bentley one. Didn't need to be there. There's that one with SZA on Hollywood's Bleeding. Didn't need to be there. There's just ones that don't need to be there, And I think Stoney as well had a few of those. Stoney had more, if anything. There were some ones on there that's just like, why did this make the track listing? Like, what happened here? But yeah, it's probably my list. I think it would be Beer Pongs, Stoney, Hollywood's Bleeding. Or no, sorry, 12 Carat, Hollywood's Bleeding would probably be my top.
I was struggling with my top two. It was my bottom was going to be 12 Carat and then Hollywood's Bleeding. 12 Carat might be better. I think I just was more into Posty at the time of Hollywood's Bleeding. So like when I went back and like listened to all those songs, I just had more of a connection with them. I felt like I liked them a little bit better.
Okay.
But neither of those two really compare to
his first
Stoney
two
or Beer Pongs.
Yeah. But what's your top?
I'd have
Stoney beats
I'd have
out?
to go. No. Stoney in second best, and then Beer Pongs at the first. I mean,
Yeah.
Beer Pongs, man.
We had similar bottoms. I guess I think 12 Carat's better than Hollywood's Bleeding. I think there was more personal elements to 12 Carat. There are songs that you're just like, what's like the one with Kid Laroi. That's one that doesn't need to be there. There's not even a drum pattern. It's just them singing, which is good, but it lasts just a little too long. And you're like, how long are we gonna do this? But I think there are personal elements to 12 Carat that doesn't make the worst album. There's a lot of talks about suicide, alcoholism, depression. I think it's his attempt at tackling real topics, whereas in the past, look, Post Malone does great breakup songs. He does great party songs. He does great country songs even. But I don't know if we've really seen him delve into anything emotionally important. There's a lot of songs like Better Now or, just like fun, cheesy breakup songs or like it's been a lot of toxic relationship music, which is great. He does it really well. But I think that's why 12 Carat isn't at my bottom, because it's his attempt at trying to tackle some more serious issues. I think maybe his next project will be better. There'll be more fleshed out ideas.
Yeah.
But yeah. So yours was, is it Beer Pongs or Beer Bongs? I've never figured this out.
Beer. Oh, fuck.
Beer Pong? Beer Bong.
Beer Pong. Beer Pong. Beer Bong.
Beer Bongs. Beer Bongs and Bentleys.
And Bentleys.
Stoney. 12 Carat. Hollywood's Bleeding. 12 Carat. Okay.
I do like. Yeah, I like the message she was trying to get across with 12 Carat. I just think there's more songs on Hollywood's Bleeding that I find myself listening to. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's tough because on 12 Carat there's also ones that you're just like, what's going on here? Like, Cooped Up is one that I just don't feel is a very strong song. I've listened to it more over the year. But yeah, I think also you have to take into account that he is with quite a major label. He's with Republic, which is not known for being the most accepting. So, it's unfortunate when you get someone who's like, I want to make this album, and then they probably said, where are the hits? And then you get songs with like Doja Cat and,
it's like
it just
oh,
is
this
what it
wasn't
is.
what I wanted, but
Yeah, and I know that was expressed a little bit in some interviews that like another reason why it took him so long to release an album was because the label was probably asking for more hit songs.
yeah.
Which is tough because then you get songs like the Kid Laroi song or the Doja Cat song, which I don't like. I don't mind the Doja Cat song,
I was
but
gonna say,
it doesn't fit.
it grew on you,
It did. I like that
but it
song,
doesn't fit
but it doesn't fit the
project.
idea. Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't fit the project. But we're also in a different time where an album doesn't hold a lot of weight anymore. It's really more about the singles.
It's a single
release,
game.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's tough. You have a lot of people who want to make old school albums, but then you have the labels that are saying make a TikTok hit. So it is what it is, you know.
TikTok, it's gonna do big numbers, but
Yeah.
it's like
But
you gotta do what you love, man.
yeah, it's tough. I mean, I've struggled with that because I've had brief interactions with labels that have not been very positive, you know, where they're just like, this doesn't sound like a TikTok hit, or I don't know. In my mind, when I look back at music, it's the albums that live forever. It's the full bodies of work that live forever. You never go back and go like, I mean, people do, but like if you're talking like Nirvana, you don't go, oh, Smells Like Teen Spirit's amazing. But they talk about Nevermind, like that whole project. They talk about the whole album. It's just tough. Like if you're an old school guy and you like full bodies of work, it just doesn't work anymore, or it's not promoted as much. But yeah, I think it's solid tier. We pretty much have a similar tier list. You just have 12 karat lower than mine. Hollywood's Bleeding also has attempted a good message, but it didn't try, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like the first song, okay, we understand what it's about, and then we just kind of go all over the place. Like
it
it doesn't hold a consistent
doesn't feel very
message.
coherent. Yeah.
No.
It just has a little bit better songs for me
Yeah.
that give it.
I'll agree. Yeah, there was more diversity on Hollywood's Bleeding, but I have to appreciate the attempt at a point with 12 karat, you know. Because I think that's a bit risky to be an artist like Post Malone and then making a song about alcohol or about losing your teeth because of a barf. There's some things that you're like, okay, that's a risk for this person. That's a risky song to put out. So I think that's why 12 karat ends up just a little higher on the table, just because I have to appreciate the attempt. But
yeah,
we'll see. Hopefully, I know there's been some rumblings about him going independent-ish, like having his own label within a label. So we'll see. Maybe he'll have more freedom in the future. He's kind of at a point now where I don't think he needs to make any more hits.
yeah.
I mean, he's got a catalog now where I think it doesn't matter what he puts out. He's going to sell out a stadium regardless. So hopefully he gets a little more experimental with it, but we'll just have to see. We got a while. So
Speaking of people not putting out more hits with big catalogs, did you hear Drake is considering retiring?
I did. I saw that interview.
I
Actually,
mean, I'm sure.
when it came out.
I didn't watch the interview. I just saw the
Yeah.
clip. Do I buy it? I don't know.
Well,
But I
I
didn't
think
also
that
listen to
interview was
interviews.
taken out of context a little
Yeah,
bit. He
yeah.
was saying like he's not done yet, but he has been planning a graceful exit. Which I don't know how to feel about it, because personally I don't think Drake has had a strong project in a while. I think he's done great at making the hit songs.
Yeah.
That's great. He had God's Plan. He had all those big songs, you know. But project-wise, I don't think he's had a very strong project in a while, and he's also been kind of the focus of a lot of drama for the past couple years, which also makes you think, is his music that good right now, or is he just in the conversation?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's a good idea. I think a graceful exit is something that a lot of people should do. It's a tough one, because you always have to think, like, if that's what they've done forever, how can you just stop? But I think if I'm Drake, I'm probably making, like, I'm going to try to make a masterpiece, or what in my eyes is a masterpiece, and then probably dip out. Yeah, that would be my plan. But I don't know, how do you feel? But you don't really listen to Drake that
I
much,
don't listen to
other
Drake
than-
at all.
Yeah.
I didn't get into him when he was old Drake and good Drake, from what I've heard.
Mm,
And then
yeah.
by the time I was listening to him, it was new Drake, and I didn't like new Drake. So
Yeah.
maybe like one or two songs that I didn't mind. I
Yeah.
actually tried listening to.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, I don't think he has to retire. I think that would be definitely something he would want to do. I think he'll always be in the conversation, regardless of what he puts out. I don't know. It's tough because you have to. He's made some great projects in the past. Like Nothing Was the Same was amazing. Take Care was pretty good. And you had like Take Care kind of kickstarted The Weeknd. I don't know if you know about that. The Weeknd was involved with that album quite a bit. There's a lot of drama about that too. Kind of put The Weeknd on the map a little more. So there are some good things that have come out of that. But personally, I don't think he's had a very strong project in a while. But yeah, I don't know. I'm sure all the Drake fans are like, oh my God, no. But, you know.
Speaking of not graceful exits,
Mm.
Tom Brady in the news recently, delaying his. Well, I mean, originally it was like he's delaying his starting with Fox to try and work things back with Giselle.
Okay.
But now there's rumors that he wants to get into stand-up comedy, like actual rumors, like not Twitter rumors, like real reports. And no. No, please don't.
He wants to do stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Part of me is like, let me see it so I can hate it. Part of me is like, never let this see the light of day.
The
Please.
tough thing is, I feel like I've seen this a lot, and I've heard a lot of comedians talk about it too, that a lot of people will get fame from somewhere else and then go to stand-up comedy and be like, I can do this. I'm already famous. Like, it's tough. I don't think he'll be good. He won't talk about anything worth it, but I mean, he can try.
Apparently his inner circle has been trying to talk him out of it.
Yeah. I think that's a bad idea. Yeah. But who knows? Maybe he's really funny. I mean, we haven't seen Brady outside of the NFL scope of interviews and not being able to say certain things. I mean, maybe he'll be good. I don't know. Tough for me to imagine, but...
Yeah. Speaking of failed relationships and new relationships, Davidson.
Pete Davidson.
Back at it again.
This guy is an enigma. I can't believe. I mean, Ice Spice, huh?
How does he do it?
I mean, his track record
is legendary.
Absolutely
Hall of
insane.
Fame status.
Absolutely.
Like, I don't know if there's a Hall of Fame for what he's doing, but like we're gonna have to create something.
I mean, he has
incredible.
somehow dated some of the most famous and attractive women in the world, and I don't know how, because he's not that famous or attractive. So he gives me hope.
Funny guys, man.
Yeah, funny guys. I really am. I don't know how he does it, bro. I really don't. His game can't be that good. He must just be funny. That's just.
Yeah.
He's a funny guy, and he's maybe slightly sweet, so it works, you know.
I mean, hey, once like his career dries up, he can give like lessons in game, you know.
Yeah, he could teach a fucking MIT course, bro.
Yeah, he'll get applicants, bro.
I mean, that is insane. Good for him, though, man. Ice Spice is attractive, I think. Switch your hair up, maybe. You know.
I mean, you know, not for me, but she's big right now.
She is. She's big.
A lot of people.
It's kind of wild. Like, it's quite a career move to. I'm not saying that's why he's doing it. I'm just saying. You date Kim Kardashian, you're gonna get a couple million followers. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you start dating these people from different sides of the industry, every different industry. You know, start collecting fans from everywhere. Yeah. Maybe not fans, but attention.
People, yeah. I mean,
views are views.
Yeah, it's wild. I mean, he dated Ariana Grande. He went from Ariana Grande to Kim Kardashian, right? Then to Ice Spice, or did he date someone else?
No, there was the girl in between, the Emily Rec.
Oh, the model, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to the homie Pete.
Where do you think he goes next in his career?
That's a good.
Who's he getting drafted by?
That's a good question. Who's getting drafted?
Who don't you want to see him approach?
I don't care. Good for him, bro. At this point,
Just
like,
send him wherever he wants.
send him where he goes, bro. Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, there's no one I wouldn't want him to hook up with. Like,
Yeah.
just good for keep going. Go for it, man. Keep rising the ladder, man. Like, I don't know what to say. I don't know if Ice Spice is exactly a super popular person. I guess she is in the conversation. I don't think she's that famous, but
Yeah.
who am I to say? I'm not famous, so fuck, doesn't matter. But good for him, man. Go for it. Go for Jenna Ortega. Go for Zendaya. Go for them all, bro.
Whoa.
Get them all. Catch them all, bro.
Going too far.
Catch them all, man. I mean, I don't know. I'm surprised he was with Ariana Grande, and then he just kept going. Like, Kim Kardashian. I just like, what the fuck is going on here? Yeah, good for him, man. Good for Pete. Good for Pete. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe we'll learn something one day, you know?
Maybe. Well, segue time. Speaking of music, we listen to a lot of it these days. Some would say we're always listening to stuff when we go outside.
Indeed. Indeed we are.
I've been thinking about that before we even talked about it today. Just like, I don't know, the noises be getting loud sometimes, you know? Like, I feel like I always have to have something, like, in my ear going at all times.
Yeah.
But then I found myself without, like, anything, like, my earbuds were dead or something the other day. I was, like, taking a nice long walk back from class or something, nice cold air, and I was like, man, this is it's kind of nice not having any sound. But
yeah,
I mean, we said earlier, every time I go out, I've got at least one earbud in, some sort of music going.
Yeah, I don't know where that started. Like with me personally, I think, like I said before, I had Walkmans, I had the little CD players, and I would use those maybe in the car or maybe when I'm at home. But it didn't really start like listening to music outside of like long car rides or plane rides.
Yeah.
I didn't really listen to music aside from that, unless I really, because I've always been kind of a nerd. So I would listen, I'd make time out of my day to listen to music, But as of late, like the past 2 years, I really, every time I go to the mall, I have earbuds in. Every time I go for a walk, I have earbuds in. It is, I don't know if it's good or bad. I do have those moments like you had on your walk where you just kind of, it's silent and no one's around and you're walking and you're just like, oh, you're enjoying birds and you start noticing things. But it's always like muscle memory. The next walk you'll go on, you'll have your earpods in. So It is weird. I don't know where it started, but I bet the music streaming numbers have been incredibly, like, I bet they've been crazy since earpods have came out, because it's just people are listening to music a lot more frequently.
I mean, I like music. I don't think I like it enough to have it playing every time I go out, but yet I do. Yeah. So it's gotta be something.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's healthy, but it kind of makes me think about how often I'm not with people. Like when you start to think about it and you're like, I have earpods in all the time because I'm never with anybody. And it's like, that's a bit...
Oh, like that. Okay.
That's a bit sad, Because it's like, who are you talking to? You're not talking to anybody. You just have your earbuds in. That's what it makes me think of a lot.
Well, but, I was trying to think, like, do I put them in so I don't have to talk to anybody? And, like, people won't have to talk to me?
Yeah, but I don't know if that's as big of a thing.
I think that maybe that's an added benefit I found. That's,
people just
kept further use.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. I don't think, to be honest with you, I feel like if you didn't have earbuds in, you're not going to talk to anybody. Like, people don't just walk up and talk to you.
It's not for talking to me. It's like, if I'm walking, like, through the halls and, like, there's people set up with desks, Like, they're not going to talk to the guy that's like, earbuds in,
That's true. I go to the mall, and, like, when there's people, you know, those kiosks. And they're like,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
want to try this thing? They don't talk to me because I have my earpods in. So,
Yeah.
or I can just ignore them, which
If
is
they
wrong.
do, they're like, oh,
yeah.
they can't hear me, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that's a benefit, I suppose.
maybe.
But yeah, I mean, it's a gift and a curse, I suppose. But yeah, really, the one thing it made me think about was like, man, I can just have these on all the time because I'm always alone. Which is, you know, that sounds bad, but you know, I don't know. It is what it is. But yeah. Well, we're at an hour. Is there anything else you'd like to bring up on this episode of the podcast?
You know, I think that's about it.
Yeah,
I
nothing
have one
else.
more thing written down, but I don't think it's that important.
Okay. You sure you don't want to get it done? Is it
It
clip
was more like a question. It was
Okay.
like, I was just gonna ask you about if you have any like weird dreams that like have stuck in your mind for a while, like anything that's just been like real weird
I do. I
that
have
you
one
can't
dream.
share.
No, I can share. I mean, I'm an open book. I've had this dream since I was about 4 or 5 that I remember. I still remember it to this day. I was sleeping. We had an apartment in the city. I was sleeping, and I don't know what it was. There was this clown who came out of the vacuum cleaner,
Okay.
took the vacuum cleaner, and then was chasing me and my family around the house, and he put the vacuum cleaner and like sucked my mom up into the vacuum cleaner. And it was like a really scary clown. And I remember it started walking towards my bed, and it went to like, it was going to suck me up, and then I woke up and I was like, oh fuck. But I remember that dream has stuck with me since I was like 4, and I don't know why or what it means or if there's any deep
Good to
meaning to
know
it.
both of ours are horror dreams.
Yeah, no, they're always rough. Yeah.
Yeah, mine was like,
Yeah, I've had some rough ones.
we had there's like a nice like hill like in the center of our town, that like in like the bottom of the hill is like where our like stampede is and stuff, and like the horse track and stuff like that. I was like 8 or something. I had a dream that like I was running like along that hill or like running through like downtown and was getting chased by like some murderer with like a axe or a knife or something.
Yeah.
And, like I was trying and I was running, and like I just passed like, it's like right next to our fast food strip, and like I just passed the Dairy Queen, and then like I tripped and like I started falling down the hill while getting chased by this guy with a knife.
Oh no.
And I don't know how that ended. That definitely wasn't the end, but like that's all I
Yeah.
really remember. But
How old were you when you had that?
I want to say 8 or 9 maybe.
Yeah. Those killer dreams are rough. There is another one that I had that stuck in my mind. I think I was like 9 or 10. This guy kidnapped me, put me in the back, like in an RV, and then gassed me. And I was like, I couldn't move, but I was like foggy, you know? And he took me to this house and like started putting me under the floorboards. And like, as the cops came in, he shot me in the chest, and then they shot him. And so I was like dying in the ground. It was really rough. But yeah, that's
dark.
another one that sticks in my mind of like, I don't know what the reason is. I don't know if that's just watching too many movies or if that's, you know, a deeper meaning. But yeah, those have stuck with me. Dreams are weird, man. I don't know.
Indeed.
Dreams attack your, it's just like the worst things. The worst things. But, yeah. No. Yeah, good to know we're both fucked up in the head. You know?
Yeah.
It's good to know. But yeah. Good times, man. I've never had fun dreams. People are like, my dream was so fun. I was fucking superhero. I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck you. I was getting murdered. That's my dream. I was getting fucking murdered. Or like I had a nice family, and then I wake up and I'm like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
That's my dreams. Fuck you. Fucking assholes. God, it'd be so cool to have like a Superman dream.
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Anyway, that was a good question. That was a good topic. Why didn't you wanna? That was a good one. That's a good clip. The story's always good, you know. But yeah, we're gonna call it there. 104.
That's all I got.
Yeah. Well, thank you anybody who made it this far. We'll hopefully be back next week, same time. Hopefully we'll have more. I need to find some stories that are safe for work that I can share. that aren't gonna like be incriminating. Because the mugging story did pretty good. So maybe I'll find some other one. I've been mugged like 7 times. Maybe there's another one that's funny. I don't know. But I think that'll do it for this episode. See y'all on oh wait, before I fucking go, did you know, Sauce, that 80% of the viewers aren't subscribed? Did you fucking know that? You motherfuckers. No, you assholes.
I had no idea.
Fucking
Don't
assholes.
They know how easy it is to subscribe?
You just gotta click the button, man. It's literally right there. I mean, my God. Anyway, 80%, dude. Assholes. You're using us. I can't believe it. We're just your little entertainment monkeys walking around for you, huh? You don't want to give us a sub? Assholes. Assholes. I'm just kidding. But yeah, that'll do it for this week. Thank you, anybody who made it this far. Peace. Peace be with you.
Peace.